part 2, having Nick Votrobek on. The first one before this, we kind of dive into his background from car sales to this.
A
So
little bit.
now we're going to jump into like the Nick sales process,
The
essentially.
selling process.
And for context, for those that don't know, Nick is a freak on the phones.
Allegedly.
Maybe in other ways, but on
Yeah.
the phones
Come on now.
this year, what did we say? 170 for the year? What did the IPO?
168. Yeah.
168. Yeah. Keeping
As
me
of
honest.
May.
As of
May
well,
week 1.
May week 1. So
Yeah.
so the first 4 months of the year, he has issue paid 170 grand, which is a lot of money. And he works his ass off. Really, really good. You're one of our top salespeople in the office, but you're also one of the I guess best at explaining why we say what we say.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So what I'd like to do, I think what would be most helpful for people that watch this is I'll be your client. You take me from top bottom, and we'll pause at certain parts.
Yeah.
So like I can catch like, hey, why'd you ask me that question? Or hey,
Right.
why'd you say it this way? Or
Get
was
in
that
their mind.
intentional? Let's like break it down a little bit. So yeah, what lead?
We always do veterans.
So I'm a veteran.
We're Freedom Life.
I'm probably how old? 75.
You're about 75 years young.
Okay, so veteran 75. Who's my beneficiary?
Well, it's Miranda is now. Yeah.
But my wife.
Yeah, your wife.
Okay.
Actually, we'll just say Cass because
that's my actual wife.
Because it's your real wife.
She watches this. She's like, "Who's Miranda?
Who's Miranda?" I'm like, don't worry,
just to practice.
She's out the
okay.
Yeah.
So wife beneficiary. So basically normal me, but at 75.
Yeah.
That's easy. Let's go with that.
Yeah, let's just because then I won't fuck it up and be like, oh yeah, they're like, why does he keep listing off random?
Who's your beneficiary?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I won't be easy. I'll give you the beans.
Yeah, just standard life lead.
And are you just calling me out of the blue, or I know like at this point you have dialers that book you appointments?
Yeah, let's just do a cold call because everybody else does them. I don't expect the appointment system for a little while.
Cool.
If you're doing appointments, you don't need.
You've made it.
Yeah. True. You don't need it. You're fine.
Okay, cool.
All right, and I'm not gonna. All right, let's see. All right, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Ty.
Yeah, who the hell's this?
Oh, hey, Ty, this is Nick. I'm just getting back to you about the inquiry you sent in. It was for the life insurance for veterans. You had listed Cass as your beneficiary and that you served in the Navy. Is that right?
Yeah, but I didn't fill anything out. Drop my number.
No, totally get it, Ty. I don't even remember what I ate for breakfast this morning. Honestly, more times than not, my wife fills out stuff like this, and it sounds like maybe your wife did too. I mean, were you guys looking for life insurance?
Well, we're just trying to get a quote, but I mean, we just keep getting all these calls, but I'm sick of it. It's probably too expensive anyways. I'm kind of getting old.
Yeah, totally get it, Ty. I mean, hey, at the end of the day, we all just want to get the pricing and everything like that and make sure it makes sense for our budget. And absolutely, I can help you find the pricing and everything. But when you first started looking into it, I mean, were you looking to cover like funeral final expenses and stuff like that, or?
Yeah, just something like that. I wanted like 100 grand.
Totally get it. Don't we all? I want 100 grand too. But at the end of the day, we just got to make sure it fits your budget and everything like that. So we can look at those options, but of course, it's all just based on your age and health. So, Ty, real quick, what we're going to do is I'm just going to run through some quick questions with you, and then we'll shop all the A-rated carriers in the United States of America. And then after we find the right one that fits your budget and everything like that, we'll just submit it for a request for coverage. Okay?
Oh, well, I don't want to commit to anything. I got to talk to my wife and stuff. So I'm not signing up for stuff. I just want to quote.
Oh, totally get it, man. We don't have to commit to anything today if you didn't want to at all. Really, all my job is today, sir, is to make sure you can get approved for any coverage at all, and then we can fit it in your budget. I work with veterans just like yourself all day, so let's go ahead and get right on into it, Ty. So, real quick, Ty, this is part of my company compliance standards and everything like that. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a quick text message. Is this a number I can text you on, or is this a landline?
Yeah, this is my cell.
Okay, cool. So, hey, with the way the world is, Ty, you want to know who you're talking to. So I'm going to send you a quick text message. It's going to have my business card on it. It'll have my national producer number, my first and last name, and my phone number. But Ty, what you're looking for on that business card is my NPN or national producer number. That just shows you I'm a federally regulated and licensed underwriter in the United States as well as in the state of Colorado, okay?
Okay.
So let me know if you got that text, Ty.
Yep, got it.
All right. So we can get all that arranged for you, get the pricing and everything like that, your quotes and everything like that together. We're going to go ahead and make sure we get everything set up for you because, again, like I said, it's based on your age and health. So I'm going to go over some medical questions here real quick, Ty. Let me know if any of the following have ever occurred to you in your life, okay?
Pause. Cool. So, a
Yeah.
couple things I took away. Intro, let's break down like what you just did there. So, intro, I love how your tone is like it's like a friend.
Yeah, just
Like
what's up, man?
it's your tone was like very it was a higher tone at the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, hey, yeah, just getting back to you about that request you sent in for the insurance. Have here you listed da 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 da
Mhm.
da. So that's my first takeaway was like the you know you can't sound like too excited, which you didn't, but your
Yeah.
tone was like perfect as is like, hey, I'm not a threat.
Yeah, you can't sound like the Mr. Beast YouTuber. What's up, guys? Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. No, like, hey guys, how you doing? I'm ready to sell you
No,
life insurance. Now you sound like you're gonna sell me something.
right? No,
I'm
it
just
is
like, hey, I'm your old buddy. You're like, I'm calling you like this is I do this every day, all day. Like you sent this form in. I'm here to call you.
right. It's
Yeah.
very easy, like inviting, I guess, is the
Yeah.
tone. And then the second thing, obviously, like the reason we work vets is because they don't have the best offers through the VA, so we want to get them better
No.
coverage, better rates, all that stuff. But they're typically pretty abrasive. So the quick rapid fire like that happens probably every call, or
100%.
maybe not every call, but like
It's
75% of the
often.
calls are like, "Who the hell's this? What do you
Yeah.
want? I didn't
What do
fill
you
anything
want?
out." Da 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 da.
I want a quote.
And so the second takeaway that agents can implement is like you answered it, and then you kind of brought them back to like, hey, why is this important? Essentially, that was the
Mhm.
theme. Like one that stuck out to me was, yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, when I said, oh, I'm just looking for a quote now, and I'm getting all the calls. Yeah, I totally get it, man. At the end of the day, it's all about the price. Got to make sure we find something that fits your budget. Now, when you were looking, was it for this or this? Like you're just trying to open them up,
Yeah.
but you're also not brushing them off. Like, hey, sir, I don't
Mhm.
care about what you're saying. Like, just keep bulldozing. Like you did a
Mm.
perfect job of like acknowledging, but then also not staying at the objection or the smoke screen. You just blew right
I'm
past
not
it.
waiting for you to answer.
Correct.
Like, yeah, sure, I can get you that quote. That's okay. No worries. Like,
No.
now I just, it's like, okay, what is it? You're like, well, but I got to do this. No,
No.
that
Yeah.
sounds
Exactly.
atrocious.
Exactly.
And you taught me that early on. It's like, hey, man, as soon as you acknowledge, align with them, like align, acknowledge, and then ask a question.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you ask them another question that's like moderately relevant, but it can't be a stupid question. That's another thing. Is like, you got to make sure your questions have intent behind them.
Right. To the next step.
Right. I'm asking you if you already have coverage. I'm already asking if you're looking to cover your funeral final expenses. These are intentional questions
Yep.
because, like, initially, if you weren't so initially abrasive, one of my first questions after, like, are you in the, you want your cast as your beneficiary? Are you in the Navy? And they're like, yes. Okay. If they give me yes versus, like, go fuck yourself, I want to quote,
Yeah.
I'm like, first question's a rapid fire why. And it's a 2-in-1 question. It's like, oh, great. So were you looking to cover your funeral and final expenses, or do you already have something in place?
Got it.
That's a 2-in-1 question. If you say it well enough and fast enough, like enough confidence and tone, I can get 2 birds with 1 stone out of
Mm,
that question. Why? Oh yeah, we are looking for our funeral and final expenses. I don't have anything.
correct.
I do have something, but I'm
Huh.
looking for some additional coverage. I'm knocking out 2 birds, 1 stone,
That's
and that's
solid.
one of the whys later on in the script that every agent in our agency should know about. But if you're not with our agency, you'll know. But I'm knocking this out early because then it also formulates my plan throughout the script where I
Yeah.
can hammer into whys before I get to the whys.
So what was the two? It was are you looking for funeral final expenses, and do you have it? Say it again.
Yeah, Ty. So, so let's just ring. Hey,
So
Ty.
yeah,
Hey, Ty.
yeah.
Hey, this is Nick. I'm getting back to you about the inquiry you sent in for the life insurance for veterans.
Uh huh.
You had listed Cass as your beneficiary and that you served in the Navy. Is that right?
Yes.
Gotcha. So, were you looking to just cover your funeral and final expense costs? Or, oh, I'm sorry. Wow. Hold on. Replay. Cut. Uh, bleh.
Do you usually just read a
no.
script? Is that
Yeah. Well, I had to introduce
yeah,
myself. I didn't introduce
yeah.
myself. Sorry. All right. So, I'm the licensed underwriter. I'm assigned to you to help your family find the best plan and rate. But, Ty, what got you looking at a life insurance? Do you have any coverage in place, or were you looking to cover your funeral and final expense costs?
Got it. So do you have any coverage in place, or were you looking to cover funeral final
And you can do that
expenses?
inverse, whichever
Yeah.
way.
So you basically just kind of and your tone makes it sound like okay, you're looking for an answer, but you're kind of giving them stuff,
I'm just giving
and
them an option. Yeah.
I'll do that at certain points where it's like, all right, sound good, or I do it where it's like, all right, makes sense, sound easy enough,
Yeah.
like it's a two, kind of a two, like a yes or a yes, and they
Yes.
give you what you want either way. So that's really
Yeah.
good.
Because then if he's like, oh, I want a quote. Oh yeah, totally. But I mean, where you're just looking to quote like your funeral and final expenses, like, do you have something now?
Yeah,
Well, I've been shopping and like everybody's been telling
they
me it's
tell you the
so
whole picture.
expensive. Yeah.
Yeah,
And now I know everything.
yep,
Like that's exactly. I got
huge.
the whole picture. Oh, I've been shopping. The guy's been asking, give me these bullshit quotes. Oh man, I know, man. I hear about that all the time. They're quoting these people all up the roof and everything like that. Your prices through the roof. How
Yeah,
much they been quoting you, man? $150 a month for 10,000? That's crazy. Like,
that's good.
like,
That's good.
let me help you, sir. Actually, I work with veterans every single day, just like yourself, to help you make sure you don't get overcharged for insurance. Let's get you taken care of, okay, sir? Absolutely. I just built a connection with that guy
So good.
because he just told me what every other agent's been doing wrong,
Right.
and I'm just gonna be like, even if I don't know if I can get him a cheaper price, I'm just gonna be his friend throughout the process.
Yeah.
I'm on your team, buddy.
Yeah, you're basically like, don't worry about those other guys. They suck here. That's why
Oh
I'm
my
here. I'm glad I
god.
called.
Yeah,
Is like the vibe you're going
yeah.
for.
Oh my gosh, another one. This is
Yeah.
ridiculous. How does this keep happening?
Yeah, exactly. Well, dude, and then the other thing, and then we'll go back to where we left off on suitability. The other thing that people may not see, I was watching your facial expressions. This is
Mhm.
how you know someone's good because, like, like to be a high level salesperson, it's not like we're acting like necessarily like
No,
different than who we are, but you do have to. The really good salespeople get into like a role, and like
hundred
if you
percent.
notice your facial expressions, like when you ask like a question, you don't just sit here and ask like, so what do you want to do today? You're like, so what do you want to do today? Like
Exactly, just like how
the
you did
you're exactly
it.
it's
Yeah.
but it actually gets you into character and it comes
Mhm.
across way, which is something we actually
Yeah,
don't talk about. We haven't
hundred
talked about
percent.
that at all, really.
No, the subconsciousness of like you really embracing it
Yeah,
is a total. It's game changing.
you're jumping into character,
Yeah,
which you do care about people, but it's also like you have to really act like you you're face to face with this person and like are really engaged in the
right.
conversation, and you get that in your facial expressions when you smile. Like all those things are very underrated.
And yeah, 100%. And then you can tell with like subconscious tones. We don't address that enough because like you can genuinely tell if somebody's like honest with you on the phone or like
1000%.
caring or actually invested in the conversation. And even though they don't see you, they don't see the facial expressions. You doing those expressions almost acts through your voice
Correct.
that you are doing those
Yeah,
expressions and
they
stuff.
they hear what, yeah, because they can't see you, so but they hear, and then in their mind they're picturing who Nick is, and like when they
Right.
hear that tone, they're like, oh, this guy really cares. Like, oh, this guy's genuine. They probably picture who you are, just a happy-go-lucky dude,
Well, they already
long
saw my
Santa
my
Claus.
card, Ty.
Oh,
You already
true.
confirmed. And I think that's a relevant point that I touch base on a lot in our trainings is I send my cards so early
Is good.
is because before I ask you, Ty, for anything besides what's your first name, your beneficiary, and things I already know because it's on the
Correct. Yeah.
lead.
Yeah.
Before I ask you for any form of confirmation, even what your first name spelling is, your date of birth, I'm going to give you all my credentials
Yeah.
because then I eliminate any trust issues. Who the hell are you? Well, why are you asking me those questions? They already know who I am.
Right.
I already reviewed that. Remember when you got that card a second ago?
Yep.
They didn't even ask me that. Why?
Yeah. You
Because I
don't
already
get that.
told them I'm a federally regulated and licensed underwriter.
Yeah.
They don't question me.
It's easy. Yeah.
I
Oh,
just
that's
roll through the punches now.
huge. So you get past all the objections, and then you say, hey, real quick before we get ahead of ourselves, I'm legit. I'm licensed to do this. So let's pick it back up. I'll just take it to where I just got your card and then roll into suitability. So, yeah, Nick, I see you on here. I got your card. Thanks for sending that over.
Totally. Yep. So, Ty, like I was saying, it's just a simple process. So, we got to go over those quick medical questions. Then we can shop all those carriers to send in that request for coverage. But of course, we got to make sure it fits the budget and everything. But we're going to go into those medical questions now. But before I do, Ty, what's your date of birth?
12, 24, 1950.
Something like
Oh,
that.
spot on.
I think you are actually. But awesome, Ty. That's perfect. And then is Ty Cook your full legal name?
Yep, just Ty.
Gotcha. You're not a junior, second, third, fourth, fifth.
Nope, the one and only.
The one and only. Perfect. Then we got Cassidy Cook here as the beneficiary. Is that right?
Correct. Yep.
Perfect. All righty. And then we'll go into those medical questions, Ty. So no blood work or physicals are required for any of this, Ty. But if any of the following have ever applied to you, let me know because we want to be as honest as we can on these life insurance applications to make sure, first and foremost, you get approved and that the coverage will always go through for your family. Okay.
Okay.
All righty, Ty. So cancer, heart attack, stroke.
Never.
Okay. Diabetes or stents?
Yeah, the VA has me on some like diabetes and um, blood pressure, but no stents, just those two.
Okay. And do you treat those your diabetes with pills or insulin?
Just metformin.
Metformin? Okay. Metformin?
Yeah.
Gotcha. And then high blood pressure medication that you taking too?
Yeah, it's like a statin.
Gotcha. Totally get it. Totally get it. Who doesn't have high blood pressure, honestly? With the stress of the world?
Yep.
Alrighty. And then neuropathy, asthma, or COPD, Ty?
Nope.
Okay. Any anxiety, depression, or PTSD medications?
Nope.
Any kidney, liver, or heart issues?
No.
And then any other meds besides those diabetes, that metformin and the high blood pressure medication, Ty?
No, that's it.
All right. Then Ty, what's a good height and weight for you right now?
6 foot 200.
All right. And then Ty, do you smoke?
No,
Okay. Real quick, Ty, are you still working or are you retired, sir?
I'm retired.
All righty. And then Ty, how many years did you serve in the Navy?
28.
Full ride, huh?
Yep.
Gotcha. You must have liked it a little bit then.
Oh yeah, it was fun.
Good, good. Well, thank you for your service, Ty. We sincerely appreciate you and what you did. And after you got out of the Navy, did you just retire after that, or did you have another career?
No, I worked at Home Depot for a little bit, just to kind of fill my time, but that's it.
Totally get it. Totally get it. All righty, Ty. And then Ty, this is just to make sure it fits the budget and everything. What do you think the annual household income looks like between you and Cass? And an
Uh,
estimation's totally fine.
yeah, we'll say about 90,000.
Okay, perfect. And then Ty, another thing for the the financial suitability, on average, I know it always fluctuates depending on Christmas or Thanksgiving and with the grandkids, but what do you think the average expenses are month to month?
I don't know,
Five,
probably
four,
around 5.
5 grand a month.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. And then Ty, you don't have any coverage in place, right? We're just looking to cover those funeral and final expenses.
I got 20,000, but I want 100. I saw the ad for I want 100,000.
Totally get it. And you got that 20,000. Do you know who's that through?
I think it's like Mutual of Nebraska or something.
Gotcha. Mutual of Omaha. Yeah, they're in Nebraska, that's for sure. I love that place. But they're a great carrier and everything. How they been treating you so far?
Oh yeah, good. We just got it like 6 months ago.
Nice. Okay, gotcha. And that's 20,000. How much do you
Yeah.
pay for that right now, Ty?
I don't know. My wife pays it.
Oh, totally get it. Yeah, my wife does too. I'd be in danger if I had the finances. Perfect, Ty. So we got 20,000. We're just looking to get 100,000 now. So we got the funeral covered, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Gotcha. So I guess are we just looking to leave that 100,000 behind for the wife, or who are we leaving that for?
yeah. Just when I'm gone, she loses some of my money. She does keep some, but her income will go down, and I just want to make sure she's taken care of.
Gotcha. And that 5,000 Ty, is that like paying for like the mortgage and
Yeah.
all that? Okay. Gotcha. So how much is that mortgage going for?
2.
2K. Okay. Do you think she'd be able to take that on if something were to happen to you, God forbid?
Well, yeah, it would just be tight.
Gotcha. Especially because it sounds like 5,000 a month's coming out, right, Ty?
Yeah, yeah. She pretty much would just, my income would drop to about, 4,
Okay.
4 to 5. So it'd be like right there.
Gotcha. So at the end of the day, it sounds like Cass is definitely going to need your income, and we're gonna have to supplement it in some way. So that's probably why we're trying to get for like 100,000 or so, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, perfect. And let's go ahead and get right into it, Ty. So do you have your pen and paper nearby?
Oh, yeah, got it.
Okay. And just so I'm making sure I got all this put together for you, Ty, and make sure we got all my bells and whistles crossed. You're 6 foot. You said 220, right?
200. Yep.
200. 6 foot, 200 pounds, right?
Yep.
Alrighty. And then you're 75 years young.
Yep.
Okay, and then we have the diabetes and high blood pressure, but we're just taking medications for that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Alrighty, and then we got those final expense covered. Alrighty. So Cass will be the one picking up the pieces. Did you want me to write anyone else in on this?
Yeah, my daughter,
Okay. What's her name?
Monroe.
Monroe. Okay. Of course, we want to make sure she's handled and taken care of as well. Alrighty, Ty. So looks like we're coming back with a few options here for us, Ty. And real quick, Ty, because I can always find some bundle packages, how much are you paying for that 20,000 a month in Mutual of Omaha?
I don't know. Like I said, Nick, my wife does all the finances.
Okay, it's pulling up here. It says about like 150 bucks a month. I mean, does that sound about right?
Oh, how'd you know that?
Yeah, it's just you said you got it 6 months ago, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's about within the same parameters as what I see in the system. Again, I work with every A-rated carrier in the U.S., sir.
Oh,
So
oh,
the
cool.
perk is I can kind of see where it's at, and of course, we just want to make sure you're getting the best pricing and everything like that. But Ty, out of curiosity, I mean, besides those prior medical conditions you're telling me about, the diabetes and high blood pressure, do you have any other medical concerns at all?
Um, I did, I did have cancer.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
I know you're trying to give me an IUL. I did have cancer like 4 years ago.
You sound like play.
I
You had
did it.
cancer
I
4 years
I
ago.
forgot to tell you I had cancer. Is that a
Oh,
problem?
okay.
But it was
No.
removed. It wasn't even.
Oh, okay. What kind of
I,
cancer was it? Prostate?
yeah,
Yeah, no worries.
yeah,
So 4
prostate.
years ago,
Yeah,
like 2020 or 2021?
2020.
2020. So about 5 years
Yeah,
ago.
they caught it,
Okay.
pulled it right out.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So, I mean, and did you have to go through any chemo or anything like that, or was it just like
They
a
put me on a
removal?
pill for like 6 months, but they removed it and then put me on a pill for like 6 months. So,
All right.
but
All
it's been
right.
over 4 years, Nick. I'm fine. It was just
Yeah.
it's normal. Most guys get it, but they fixed it. It's no issues.
Yeah, totally get it, Ty. That's no problem at all. Well, we'll still be able to get you that day one coverage, like I was saying. Alrighty, Ty. So what we're coming back with here, Ty, is some great news actually. So the good news is Mutual of Omaha is very competitive, and they also offer some additional coverage for you as well. So we could definitely look into that option. But what we're coming back with is whole life options. And Ty, how whole life works is very similar to what you already have right now with Mutual of Omaha, and it's permanent coverage. So it never expires, it never goes away. It'll last with you until the day you pass.
Okay.
And then the other good thing, Ty, is it doesn't matter how, where, or when we pass, whether it's medical, accidental, in a foreign country, or natural causes. This money is going to be guaranteed to pay out to you and your cast and your daughter as well. The other thing about these, Ty, is that they're immediate coverage. So there's no 2 year wait or anything crazy like that, Ty. As soon as you're approved for the coverage, it activates immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Then the last thing, Ty, which I think is the most important for all of us, is the payments never change and your coverage always stays the same. So it will
Oh,
never
good.
increase like our car insurance, and your coverage will always stay the same. Okay,
Okay.
perfect. Alrighty, Ty. So we're coming back here, and actually, the good news is, Ty, we're coming back with a couple system recommendations. And I know you just got that Mutual of Omaha policy, but the good news is another carrier is actually a little bit more competitive because I don't think they told Mutual of Omaha you were a veteran. Because what we're coming back with is Americo here. And Americo's offering $20,000 in coverage here for this first system recommendation for $187 a month.
Hmm.
But I know it's only a couple bucks in difference, Ty. But the good news is you can actually increase that up to the second system recommendation for $40,000 in coverage for $340 a month, Ty.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But Ty, these are just additional system recommendations. Based on those two options, Ty, which do you think would act as a good starting point, or do you think we need to adjust?
Well, what do I keep? I keep seeing all these ads. I really wanted 100, but these ads say I can get 100 for like $22 a month. That's the one. That's the one I was looking for.
Totally, totally get it. I see those all the time too. I mean, just being in the life insurance world, you kind of run into them. And a lot of those times they're kind of misquoting people and showing them like what a 40-year-old man would get on a
Hmm.
20-year term. And I know it's like these weird advertising and all that good stuff. But I mean, we can certainly look at $100,000 in coverage, sir. But it sounds like you're not ready to take on another mortgage, right?
What do you mean?
I think that's about how much it would cost for something like that.
Oh no, I can't.
So
I can't do that.
no, no, I get it. And
No.
most people can't. I certainly can. I hear you. But it sounds like we're going to need some income replacement for Cass, right? In the event something were to happen to you, because that 20,000 is only going to cover the funeral, right?
Right. Exactly.
Gotcha. And I mean, you're spending about $5,000 a month, and once you're gone, it's going to be about 1,000 less, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So realistically, what we really need is some time and options for Cass so that she can make the next step and make sure she's comfortable, not have to do anything drastic, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So what we can do here, sir, and let's go ahead and do this. Would you think it would make sense to replace that income for, 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 years?
Uh, I guess. Yeah. I mean, depends on the cost, but
Totally.
yeah. So you're saying just replace my what she loses.
Yeah, absolutely. So we can
Yeah.
cover her for an extended period of time. Because honestly, that $20,000. I mean, it sounds like you want to get buried, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's going to eat all that up and then some.
I know. That's why I was looking for more.
Right. So what we could do, and let's go ahead and do this, is 1 year of income supplement for you, which would be about $24,000 in that whole life coverage I was telling you about. It's going to be slightly more than what you're paying now because, of course, we're getting 4,000 more dollars. But that's only going to be about 170 bucks a month. That's for 1 year, sir. And then the second system recommendation here is for a year and a half, and that would be 275 bucks a month.
Hmm.
But do you think based on those two options, one would be a good starting point, or should I adjust it, sir?
I like the two. I budgeted about $300, so I
300
like the.
bucks?
You said 270.
Yeah, 270 should
Yeah,
be
that'll work.
perfect. Alrighty.
But to be honest, I mean, this is all good information. But like I said earlier, I'm not going to commit to anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna, can this your phone number, Nick?
Yeah, it is. That is, in fact, my phone
Yeah.
number.
So I just want to give me a day or two. Let me mull it over with the wife, and then we'll call you back next week.
Oh, totally get it, Ty. And hey, this is a big decision. I don't want you committing to anything today either. But the good news is we're not committing into anything today, Ty. Again, my biggest problem today for you, sir, is sorry, my biggest advice to you today, sir, is to help you get approved. So most importantly, Ty, I want you to talk to Cass about this because it's such a big decision. And of course, we want to get you approved so you have something to talk to her about. But Ty, do you think Cass would be opposed to having some additional coverage in case you passed?
Well, no, I mean she keeps telling me to figure something out, but she wanted 100,000, so I got to talk to her and say, hey, this
Yeah,
is what they can come back with, see if she's okay with that.
yeah, totally, totally get it. My wife wanted more coverage too, and all of a sudden my food started tasting funny. You know what I mean? So, Ty, I mean, I get it and everything. So, and it sounds like she's not going to have any issues getting more coverage. It's just a matter of how much, right?
Right, exactly. It's got to fit the budget, where I'm
Yeah.
I'm not made of money.
Yeah, totally. I'm not either. Heck, I wouldn't be doing this every day, right? So, Ty, let's go ahead and do this. So, the carriers don't tell us we can actually do this too often, but what we can actually do is I can just submit it for 6 months of income replacement for you, which would be about $12,000 in coverage. And that would just be like a good minimum starting point. And then we can cover your bases, get the approval so you can go talk to Cass about it. And then, Ty, we can always just adjust from there in the future to 24, 40, 50,000, even 100,000 if she gives you the green light. Does that make sense, Ty?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. So do you think that 12,000 for 85 bucks a month would be a good starting point?
yeah. No, that's more like it. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. So
But
that's a
I'm
good
not
start.
paying today, right?
No, Ty, definitely not paying anything today. We couldn't pay, they couldn't even draft anything today if you tried. And sir, at the end of the day, I do want to make sure that you do know I work for you, not the carriers. So at the end of the day, these payments will come out whenever you would like them to. These are fully customizable and tailored to help veterans like yourself. So Ty, do you have your driver's license handy?
Yeah. What do you need that for?
You just need that driver's license number. Make sure you're not a speed racer on the weekends or anything, and also to verify you are who you say you are. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
You know the number off the top of your head? Are you one of those guys?
No, let me grab. I got it right here on my wallet. Let me pull it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, perfect. And is that issued in Colorado?
Yeah.
Awesome. All righty, Ty. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and make sure we get that approval today set up for you. So let's pause real quick. So I wouldn't pre-frame this situation because he gave me a lot of backlash at the beginning and
Okay.
through the main.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask you
Yeah.
for social and bank info right
Sure.
now. I'm gonna have to take those as I come.
Got it.
Because if you're already barking at me about committing, talking to your wife, I want to quote, that's not enough coverage. The last thing I want to do is throw three more reasons why you need to fucking fight
Yeah, you're gonna ease him
me.
into
Yeah.
it. So yeah, so we'll pause there for a second, and then I do want to hear how you go through the app.
Yeah.
So in closing, um, obviously you acknowledge like what I think what you did really well the whole time is acknowledging like I'm the same as you. Yeah, I'm the same way, man. I wanted to get 100,000, and then it just
Mhm.
didn't work out. Oh yeah, I know. These things are always more expensive than you think. Like you're just I know. I'm with you. I'm with you the whole time. No matter
Yeah.
what objection, there's always I'm with you, and then you circled it back to. But at the end of the day, I know, in essence, I know that, you care about your wife. We got to make sure she's covered. So
Yeah.
let's just do
You
this.
told
And
me
then
Cass needs help.
exactly. And then let's do this. Let's do this.
Mhm.
Let's do this is every time you agree with them, hey, I'm on your side, then you kind of remind them of, hey, this is why this is important. And then you always, which agents have a hard time with, you always take the control and say, let's just do this. Very casually,
Mhm.
come over here, right?
Let's go
Here,
this way.
let's go this way, right?
I
Instead
found
of
the answer. I'm not waiting
yeah.
for them to answer.
No.
I already found the answer.
Well,
I
you know the
the
answer, right?
Exactly.
You don't need to ask like,
Yeah.
you still care about her, right? It's like, no, you already said
Yeah.
you do care about your wife. We know we got to get something in place. So why don't we do this?
Yeah.
I think you said it like 3 or 4 times in different
Yeah, let's
scenarios.
do this.
Why
You
don't we do
told me.
this? And the tone the
Yeah.
whole time is, hey man, come on.
Let's do it.
Come on, man.
Let's
Come
go.
on. Don't
Come
be
on.
weird. Come on.
This is why are you being weird, dude?
So the tone plus the control
yeah.
is super huge.
Exactly. And I think that's one of the biggest things I see a lot of new agents do is they just wait. They're just waiting.
Yeah, they're waiting for the client, like,
person to tell
okay,
them,
yeah,
no, I'm
here's my
good.
checkbook. Actually, like,
Yeah,
never
yeah.
gonna happen.
Sir, take
Yeah, never
my
happens.
No, I'm good. They're never going to
Solid.
tell you to take their money.
Solid.
So yeah, exactly. Taking control. Let's do this. I'm answering your question. I get why you want to talk to your wife, but let's go ahead and do this.
Yep.
Okay, you don't want to commit today. Totally get it, sir. So I don't work for the carriers. I work for you. So I can always help you with the payments. Nothing's going to come out today. We'll make sure it customized and works for you.
Yep.
Comes out at the right time. Of course, we don't want to make sure this hurts your bank account.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and do this and get you approved today. All right.
Yeah, I thought of the word. I've been trying to figure out what defines Nick as a salesperson and just an individual. Reassuring.
Yeah, reassurance.
You're reassuring, like, consistently, like, hey man, I got you. That's basically like what we're going for in the whole process. That's Nick.
Yeah,
Is reassuring.
Max, one of my old general sales managers, he always said customers are like babies.
Yeah,
just treat them like it's no big deal.
Yeah,
nothing's
take
a
care
big
of
deal.
Yep.
Yeah, just take care of them.
Babies or grandparents, either one.
Yeah,
Take
which
care of them.
arguably the same.